College football 26 is officially here and a lot has changed. So in today's video, I'm going to give you my top 10 tips every player needs to know to win more games. I can promise you that no matter what level of player you are, these tips will help you and they're only going to get better as the video goes on. Let's get it. So let's start with tip number 1, which is how pass protection has greatly changed in college football 26. Now the biggest change you're going to notice is that certain plays already have a built-in slide protection to them. Like this one, you can see we already have a half slide right built in. You're definitely going to want to look at all of your plays by pulling up the play art to look at the protection. Now, if you're in a play like this and you don't want this, you can change it. To do that, you're going to hit the L1 or LB button to pull up your pass protection menu. You'll see on the left stick, we have full slides. On the right stick, we have half slides. Now, if you want to get rid of the slide protection that's built in, you want to do base, which is down on the left stick. You'll see this gets rid of the protection, but you can easily change it to add a half slide, a full slide, or whatever you want to do. This leads me to tip number 2, which is one of my favorite tips we're going to go over today, and that's the new feature that's called the Untarget Defender. Now, you guys can see here, to do this, you're going to hit your pass protection button, which is L1 or LB, and the menu pops up. Untarget Defender is triangle. What this essentially allows you to do is untarget a defender so that the O-line does not potentially try to block him. Now, this is important because last year, if you remember, guys would come up and they would take their user, stand in the box, a lot of cover zero blitzes like this, and the O-line would think the user was rushing even though he was going back in coverage, and it basically allowed the blitz to come in no matter what. Now, to untarget the defender, all you need to do is hit the L1 or LB button and then the Untarget Defender button, which is triangle, and slide it so you can get this icon above the user's head or whichever guy you want to untarget. I really like doing this if I see the defense trying to take a user to confuse my O-line. Now, you'll see that once you do this, they're going to block the CPU rusher every time, and that allows me plenty of time to get the pass off. Now, the only thing you need to be aware of is that because we're untargeting the user, if they do decide to use a user rush, they would get in free like this because we're not trying to block them anymore, and we could get sacked. Now, you also saw that we didn't keep in the running back, which allowed the edge guy to get in. So do keep in mind, if you're going to untarget a defender, it is best to also block the running back so that does not happen. Now that leads me to tip number 3, which is stunts. A lot of new defensive line stunts have been added into the game, and you'll see certain plays already have them built in by default. But you can actually put the stunts into any play you want, and I'm going to show you guys 2 ways to do that. Now, here is the deal. If you're in a play like this that already has a stunt or a blitz set up, that's cool, but maybe you go into just a stock coverage like a tamper 2, and you no longer have one. Well, there's 2 easy ways to add it in. First way is when you're already at the play call screen. You're simply going to hit left on the D-pad, and then you'll see a menu pops up. You'll see stunts is R1, hit R1. Now the options. Triangle is left, exit 2-man stunt. X is left, Texas 2-man. Square is left, Tom 2-man. And R1 is left, Pirate 3-man. You guys can see here, if we hit the Pirate 3-man, this is what it looks like. But there's an even easier way to add the stunt I'm going to show you now. And if this video has helped you so far and you want more content like this, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, what you're going to want to do to add stunts is when you're at the play call screen, you're going to hold down triangle, square, X, whichever one. You guys can see here under the 3 plays, the mug, some pressure, you'll see it says square, X, triangle, hold for stunts. Yeah, I'll just hold square down. Now, once you do that, you can see that we have a lot of different options for stunts. We can do El Paso 4-man, Texas 4-man, really whatever. And when we break the huddle, you will see that stunt is built in. Now, these stunts are not guaranteed to work, but they are definitely a very easy way to generate pressure from base pass coverages this year. Now, this leads me to the next tip, which is the new coaching adjustments to adjust your safety's positioning. Real quick, guys, if you want to dominate college football 26 and win more games, sign up for my VIP membership on Sportsgamerz.com. You'll get access to all of my premium content for the entire year, including all my offensive and defensive ebooks, weekly tip updates, and more. I'm running a limited time sale on my yearly membership where you get 7 months for free and 6 bonus ebooks. over 99% of our members say that they win more games with our tips. Click the link in the description of this video and start winning more games now. To access these, you simply just need to be at the play call screen, and you're going to hold the right analog stick in to bring up the coaching adjustment menu. Now there's three. There's depth, width, and midpoint. I'm going to go over what each one does and some good uses for each. Now with the safety depth, you'll see we have default, deep, prevent, tight, close, right? And for each one, it tells you how far off the line they will align. For instance, close is 8, okay? Now for width, this is basically, are you wanting your safety spread out more or tighter in? So we have default, spread, wide, pinch, okay? Different options. Midpoint, we can either choose to line them on the passing strength. Opposite the passing strength, you could do the right hash, the left hash. You could do boundary or field. You have different options, okay? One of the easiest things you can do with these adjustments is use them to improve your run defense. Say somebody's running the ball all over you and is killing you with inside runs. You might consider setting your depth to tight and your width to pinch. This is going to bring them down and in tight, and this is very effective in cover 4 defenses, especially because in cover 4, these safeties are in run fits. And when your safety is in a run fit, as you can see here, they are going to play the run aggressively. Their first step is going to play the run. You can see the safeties in the deep zones where they're aligned directly into the box. So this is going to be very good for run defense. Keep in mind, it's also good for pass defense because these zones are still going to be in the box to take away the quick seams. As you guys can see, if everybody in the box, there is nowhere to go. Now, this brings me to my next tip, which is all the new hot routes EA added in on offense in the game. This year, the hot routes have changed. You're going to notice that for the tight ends and the receivers, the slot and outside receivers, we have new adjustments we can use. The running back, for the most part, is the same. I want to go over some of my favorite new hot routes. Let's start with the outside receiver. You'll see when we bring up the outside receiver hot routes, like for Brown here, things have changed. We no longer have a speed out. It has changed to just an actual out route. Not my favorite, I'm not going to lie. But what I do like that they added to the outside receiver is the return route, which is used by hitting down on the D-pad, okay? This return route is one of the best routes year after year because it's able to beat man and zone. So like here, if we have just a simple route combo where I have something attacking in the seam, whether it's a post or just a seam streak, then a drag going over the middle, you'll see that this return route is going to be open just like this. Now, it's not huge yardage, 5 yards, but it's a very annoying kind of like late read in your play that also can be reliable against man. Now, I will say the slot receiver is one of my favorite positions because they actually got speed outs. So like here, they have speed outs. Like if you want to use a speed out to the slot receiver, simply hit to the right on the left analog stick, and of course you can stem these up or down. You'll see that when you stem these speed routes up, even potentially down, they are very difficult to defend. They are going to beat man and zone very consistently and be open on the sideline for that easy throw and catch. Now another route I like a lot to the slot receiver is the slot fade. These are very useful. They are good quick throws. They also allow you to do potential bomb plays. So those are two of my favorites to the slot receiver. I will say at the slot receiver, notice you don't have a flat or wheel. So with that said, that's why the tight end is very important because he still has the wheel. So that is very nice. Now, one thing also to notice about the slot receiver is we do keep the zig, which is really big. But new to tight end hot routes is the zig in the return. Now, because we can actually add zigs and returns to the tight end, they are going to be one of the most important players on offense this year. I really think you need formations that allow you to utilize the tight end in the passing game. You guys can see the zigs are really good. Also, the whips are really good. You guys can see the zigs are good. Now, because the tight end has the ability to go on zigs and returns, I'm definitely going to look for formations that have the tight end involved in the passing game. Both of these routes are really hard to stop against man and zone. They're good little baby dots, and they're very, very, very consistent. Now, the running back, not much has really changed here. Really anything, still main things you're going to look at. Flats, wheels, corners, post, Texas, but Big changes to the receivers and tight ends. So for our next tip, we're going to break down the new RPO keys for the read and pass keys. You can find these once again in your coaching adjustments by holding down the right stick at the play call menu, right? So these are big because year after year, there's always going to be that glitchy RPO that your defenders just don't really react to. So I definitely, for the read key, like putting it on conservative. This focuses on the quarterback, and it doesn't allow those glitchy RPO quarterback keepers to glitch your defense out. Now for the pass key, definitely don't put this on balanced. You can use conservative or aggressive depending upon the situation. I think the most useful, though, will be conservative because there's always RPOs that the defenders in pass coverage just don't defend the actual bubble screen or whatever. They get sucked into the middle of the field. Just dumb. This is a great example of that. Now, the con to this, the bad thing, though, is they will leave their gap open if they do run the ball. But let's be honest, when people are RPO glitching you, they're mostly passing the ball, right? But if you did put it on aggressive, it would focus on stopping the run. But let me show you how conservative works. So these trip RPOs that attack the flat are generally, every year, really annoying because you can have hard flats, and before, they would just get sucked in, and you would not be able to defend this. But you'll notice that the defender with the P, that's what we just adjusted. If you look at your play art, really, the defender with the P over his head, that's the pitch key, right? And you'll notice that because we put on conservative to focus on the pass, he's not going to get sucked in. He's not going to get blocked. He is right there. And, I mean, that could have been a pick six. I mean, that's just perfect defense. You throw that one too many times, I guarantee you at some point that is going to get picked off, but you're not going to get any yardage. This is a very important feature. You need to look at it. Next tip, how to custom stem your zones to create custom zones. This is basically very similar to how on offense we're able to stem our routes. We can actually now stem our zones, which is actually crazy. So say, for instance, here the offense comes out in a play like this with a deep corner. We're in cover 2, and we need to defend this better. You can actually custom stem your zones. How do you do this? It's very easy. So say you want to custom stem an outside DB or any sort of defensive back. You're going to hit triangle, or YY to bring up the adjustments for the quick adjustments for your secondary. Hit the icon of the player you want to adjust. So say you want to adjust that flat zone on the right side of the screen, that would be circle. Now once we do this, notice if we have this menu popped up, L1 says custom zone. So you hold down custom zone, L1, and you're able to stem the zone up or down. Now you guys can see once you stem it, it actually shows you on the play art where it got stemmed. Look how deep I stemmed that. Now, honestly, obviously, if I did this, sure, it's going to leave the flat wide open, and that was a little bit exaggerated, but I just want to show you the huge difference it can make. Now, look, if you try to throw a corner out, I mean, there's just no way that's ever getting open because the DB is going so far back. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing that deep of a custom stem, but you get the point. Now, something that's very underrated about this is you can do linebackers. So say you want to do one of your linebackers, you're simply going to hit right on the D-pad twice, then that defender's icon you want to adjust. So say you want to adjust X, you hit X, same thing, custom zone. You guys can see you can stem these zones up or down to whichever area of the field you want. So the next tip I got for you guys, super underrated, something that most people don't even know is in the game, is that you can create custom deep zones. Most people just think this is for flats or hook zones, but it's for deep zones too. Look, I'm in cover 4. Look at that outside corner. You can custom stem the deep zones the same way. Now, you can make them come up like I just did there. You can do this to your safeties as well. This is going to be very effective if you notice somebody trying to abuse quick routes. And you might think that if you bring them up like this, they could get beat deep, right? You might think that, oh, well, if you put them up like this, they could get beat deep. But honestly, they normally don't. Like right here, notice I'm running a play with a fade in a corner. I'm not getting beat, and because the DB is custom stemmed up, notice how that deep zone actually played the corner route. Now, I think we ended up catching the ball on offense, but because this custom deep zone was not as far back as he normally would, he was actually able to break on this and make a play. I mean, we are very lucky to catch that. Obviously, there's different uses for this. This is just another tool you have in your arsenal. Next tip I have for you, go out through your playbook and make sure you find a play with an auto motion receiver wheel fade route like I have here on the left side of the screen. These routes are some of the best routes in the game. Last year, they weren't in a ton of plays. This year, they're in a ton of plays and formations. You should be able to find one. Now, these are really good against man and zone. Against man, though, they're potential one-play touchdowns. Now, in this specific play, here's a route combo I like. Just something like this, right? Because it will give you options for man or zone. When they're in man, you run across the formation, you'll see, well, you're normally going to get that receiver just flat out just beat him across the formation. And at that point, if you have a fast receiver, that's going to be a touchdown. Now, unfortunately, our quarterback just kind of like sold us there. He didn't give us a good ball. So let's just do that one more time. You're seeing, though, this is a star corner, right? He's just, doesn't really matter. He's just getting beat, right? It's just a leverage thing. That's an easy throw and catch. We're able to get in there for a touchdown. My final tip is for my match guys. If you love match, then you're going to love this one. So check this out. In years past, match coverage was not able to be used against every formation in the game. This year, that has changed. What do I mean by this? Well, in the past, if you had 4 eligible receivers on one side of the field like we do here, the running back tied into receivers, the match rules were basically canceled and it would just turn it off, right? This is no longer the case. A lot of times people would run formations like this to get away from playing against match. You can't do that anymore. Match coverage actually will work in these formations and every formation in the game. So you'll see here, our match rules still apply. Everybody's getting matched, and there's just really no one that's obviously open. Great defense. So if you're a match player, this is definitely a year for you. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Let's get it. I'm out.